we're live, and today I am coming to you with something a little different, something that might surprise you and something that you might have to suspend your disbelief about until we get to the end. And it's because I want to tell you that perhaps, just maybe, you've been lied to. And maybe you've been lied to your whole life around how to go about finishing school, what you study, getting a job, and how you make money. And it took me a long time to figure this out. And in fact, I spent quite a few years thinking that maybe there was something wrong with me because I didn't fit inside that mold. And if anything I say here feels a little bit like you, then I really want to encourage you to examine if what I have to say is true. And here's the goods. I think that the advice of follow your passion, find out what you love, that one single thing, really just focus on it and get really good at it, and the money will follow. Have you heard that before? Have you been told that before? Have you told that to other people before? Maybe to your children, maybe to your colleagues, maybe to your friends. Just figure out what that one thing is and money will follow. Well, I am calling bullshit on that. And I've got a whole bunch of good reasons why. But first, I want to tell you about how I tried to follow that advice for a good portion of my life. And the first problem that I came up with is that there's not one thing that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about a lot of different things. I love learning about an extremely diverse range of things in my life. I've been a translator, I've been a paramedic, I've been an English teacher, I've been a business owner, I've owned a cafe, I've had Airbnbs, I've had an online business, I've made courses. I've done a lot of different things that don't just fit in one box. And every time I got curious about something and started to pursue that route, I felt guilty that I was giving up on my one passion. But what I've come to realize is you don't have to have just one passion. You can be a multi-passionate person. You can build a portfolio in your life of different projects that don't even need to be related. And here is the most important thing. You don't have to put the pressure on any one of those things to be your income generator. Haven't you ever heard about, haven't you ever met some random person who's really financially successful, who's got this uber lucrative business, and it's something totally random, like making a specific bolt for a specific piece of machinery in some factory that you've never even heard of, or maybe even a machine that you don't even know exists. I literally know somebody who has a beautiful house on the beach, a wonderful life traveling around with their family, and that is their business. And I remember thinking when I first heard about that, I honestly had this thought. This is how far back in my own journey I was about this idea of monetizing your passion. When I first heard that, I remember having this judgmental thought, shame, they're not following their passion. They're not contributing to the world with their bolt. And what I've come to realize now is that was me being ridiculous. That person is following a life of their passion. Their passion is surfing all day, or being in Bali for a month, or renovating houses that they enjoy, because they manage to separate their income. Maybe they give a toss about bolts, I don't know, from what they actually want to do with their time. And when I had this epiphany, I realized, you know what, actually, when anyone ever asked me, what do you really want to do? Have you ever had that question? What would you really love to do with your time? My answer has always straight up been, what I want to do with my time is lie on the beach. I want to travel. I want to explore. But you know what they're really saying is what could you tolerate doing with your time to make money, right? That's what they actually mean. But since my answer to that question has been I want to do leisure activities with my time. I don't want to try and monetize necessarily one of my many talents and marry only one of them and leave all the other ones behind. So if any of this is resonating with you, and you have encountered these people who have a multi-million rand a year spice business, who may or may not be passionate about spices, then I really want you to activate this idea that there are ways to make money in 2023 that may not be your first passion. Like, I'm really passionate about learning. I love contrarian ideas. I love exploring the ways that people are building more freedom into their life. I'm really fascinated about people who are living differently. I'm fascinated about all the different things that I've implemented in my life. I birthed both my children at home. I've ran multiple Airbnbs. I love the busyness of setting up an Airbnb, but then I love to take a couple of months break. I love to travel. I like to interact with my clients, but I wouldn't like to sit and work with clients all day, every day. So I just work with clients on a Thursday and Friday morning. Like, these are the things that I'm passionate about. And when I realized that there's ways that I can monetize my variety of talents, my variety of interests, or even monetize things that I don't necessarily care about. Like, one of my big income streams is an affiliate income stream, where since I work with people who are creating online businesses, there's a lot of software and tech involved in online businesses. And so I refer people to use specific software, and the software that I refer to has an affiliate program, and I get a commission for every month's payment that my client makes to use the software. Now, am I passionate about software? Oh yeah, I mean, I love technology. I mean, technology is cool, but do I have a whole part of my life where I get revenue from selling software? Yes, I do. So if you separate your thinking around trying to turn the thing you love, like playing guitar or painting, this is particularly hard on people who are creative, who've been told their whole life, oh, you can't monetize being an artist, like you'll never make any money as a singer. Like, if that's the nonsense that you've been fed, you maybe even went into a job for stability and safety and a plan B, something to fall back on, because you believe that you had to make money out of the thing that you were good at. So let's just bust that myth altogether. Right now in 2023, there are so many ways to make money. Personally, I think the fastest way to make money is related to digital products, because you don't have to get into production, you don't have to get into sourcing. You can make planners and templates and courses and coaching programs and memberships around anything that you've done before. And you've probably done a lot of stuff. You've achieved something that there's people in the world who want to know about. Like, one of my most successful courses that really took off really quickly was a course about how to start an Airbnb, because I had done it a couple of times. I had a lot of success, and I had a background in training, and I could very quickly put together what the key steps are to go from A to B, as in no Airbnb to an Airbnb that's making money for you. And that became a whole business. And you know what? Even then, I still hadn't had this epiphany, and I was like, oh, do I want my one thing to be Airbnb? And I kind of beat myself. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the Airbnb queen. Like, what about all the other things that I love? And now I realize what a load of rubbish that was. That thinking was absolute rubbish. If I can build 10 income streams, I mean, hell, if I can build 5 income streams around digital products, around projects that I've been successful on, that is a major win. It means, most importantly, that I can free up my time. Like, right now, when I push end on this video, I'm driving in my car and I'm going to a Sudbury school that I'm setting up for my kids. Like, I'm going to spend half of this week working on the logistics of creating a learning center and unschooling learning center for my kids. Now, if I hadn't unhooked my mind from this idea that I must work all day, every day to monetize my passion, I wouldn't be able to do that actual thing that I'm passionate about, which is create a place on a farm for my kids to explore interest-based learning, self-directed learning. And I really just want to encourage you that if this is resonating with you, it's a journey and it's not going to happen overnight, the shifting in your thinking. But if it is interesting to you, then I really want to blow wind in your sails and just invite you to think about, is there another way for you to run your life, to earn your income, to follow your passions, without trying to monetize your one thing that you're passionate about? And if you're interested in that, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, get the algorithm going, because I am going to be making how-to content for you on how to start, what the right model is, what's going to suit you, how to start a digital business, how to start an Airbnb, how to make money on already existing marketplaces, and all the experiments that I've run in my life and that I've been successful on. And I can't wait to help you build or carve out more freedom in your life. See you then.